Hello everyone. I wanted to take a moment to talk about love in the nursing profession. This video is going to be in English only. If I am able to enlist the help of a native French speaker, I will make it available in French as well. Some have accused me of having a bleak outlook of the profession, and people have doubted the veracity of my story. The truth is, I've seen love so great in nursing that it has brought me to tears. At the same time, I feel that we cannot deny the ugly parts of nursing any longer. The denial of the bad things makes the bad things worse. At the same time, we must honor the love in the profession that we see and demand nothing less than that. If we do this, then this is exactly what we will get. We have to set that boundary. I have seen great examples of love in nursing when I worked at Loch Lomond Villa. For those that have a different view of this organization, I will address your concerns towards the end of this video. I will indicate where you can listen to this when I address this, so you need not watch this whole video if you don't agree with me. The time will be indicated in the description of the video. Also in the description, or rather in the transcript, I'm not going to be mentioning exactly where I get my sources, where my sources are. In the actual video, I'm going to be listing them in the transcript of the video. So if you're interested, I'll provide a link to the transcript in the description of the video so you can have a look and see where I get the information from. I'm not pulling stuff out of my butt, I guess. That's all I'll say. Loch Lomond Villa has amazing leadership, and it has received numerous awards for its leadership. It follows a specific philosophy that is person-centered and benefits residents, family members, and staff alike. In this video, I will explain what this philosophy is and how this guides the mission of Loch Lomond Villa. I will also cite how this relates to improved care of residents and family members. I will explain how this organization takes care of and empowers workers. Using my own situation, I will explain how this organization has taken care of me specifically. I will then explain why the standards set by this organization need to set the new standards in nursing. Finally, I will explain why I had to formally leave nursing. Loch Lomond Villa's mission is to provide caring, living environments for adults in need of support. I'll repeat that again. Their mission is to provide caring, living environments for adults in need of support, and that is pulled directly from the Loch Lomond Villa website. Loch Lomond Villa, Inc. uses the Plain Tree philosophy to guide its mission. Since 2016, it has received gold certification status twice from Plain Tree International. At the end of October 2019, they were one of 20 organizations worldwide that have redesigned standard care delivery practices to emphasize compassion, partnership, access, and inclusion as critical elements of healthcare quality and safety. Plain Tree certification criteria include the following. There's 5 of them. Create organizational structures that promote engagement, connect value, strategies, and action, implement practices that promote partnership, know what matters, use evidence to drive improvement. The purported benefits of the achieving excellence in person-centered care include, as per Plain Tree International, improved overall facility rating, safer patients, visitors, and staff, more engaged staff, better communication between nurses and doctors, better pain management, better relationship between patient, staff, and family, increased responsiveness of hospital staff, or I guess you could say nursing home staff, increased employee satisfaction and retention, improved communication about medicines, quietness of environment, recognition as healthcare leaders, healthier, more connected communities, smoother transition of care, and increased patient loyalty. But what has this meant specifically for the residents at Loch Lomond Villa? It has meant that, as the CEO has stated, that residents are provided with physical, spiritual, psychological, and emotional care. It has meant that residents are thoroughly assessed prior to and during their time at the nursing home so that their care is uniquely tailored to their individual needs. It has meant that since 2012, staff have been going on what's called Plain Tree retreats so that they can better learn what it's like to be a resident who could possibly have multiple comorbidities. If you are someone that is relatively healthy, and so are your loved ones and your friends and things like that, it's harder to relate to someone that has multiple comorbidities. And so this retreat, this was one of the main functions, is to get people to understand what it's like to be a resident that has multiple health comorbidities. It's inspired the goal of trying to make residents feel at home. This goal has been made manifest with the utilization of state-of-the-art technology safeguards that keep residents safe while preserving their sense of freedom, which is not an easy thing to do. Plaintree's case study of Loch Lomond Villa reveals that relaxing rigid institutional schedules for meals, bathing, and sleep in an effort to individualize care, so relaxing those, making things a little bit more flexible, has had numerous positive outcomes. Specifically, at the time of the study, dietary supplements reduced by 43%. That means the residents are eating more actual food. The same study revealed that bed alarm usage had gone down by 60%. Before I formally left nursing in January 2018, Loch Lomond Villa was attempting to reduce the use of bed rails and antipsychotic medications, both of which can contribute to agitation and increased falls, among other things. I think that I don't think they had quite completed it yet, but I know that was in the works, and that was the two major things: bed rails and antipsychotic medications, reducing the use of both those things. Residents have further benefited from this philosophy by the implementation of a residence council, the No One Dies Alone program, and Cycling Without Age programs. There's so many different programs, and the Connecting Seniors Dreams programs. I'm probably missing some. I'm sorry. You guys got a good thing going on. But yeah, there's lots of great things happening. I bore witness to several moving situations at Loch Lomond Villa that showed that love is present there. They include, but are not limited to, when a resident lost his bus pass he just bought, a staff member quickly raised funds for a replacement. So the funds actually came from the staff members. When a resident was having a seizure, a staff member immediately dropped what she was doing and helped me. Staff members stayed late after work to provide support for grieving family members. As you can tell, the families of these residents matter too, and they should. They are consulted along with their loved ones who reside at Loch Lomond Villa to help tailor care plans on an annual basis. As the Loch Lomond Villa website states, when mutually agreed upon and clinically appropriate, we encourage families to participate in the emotional, spiritual, and physical care and support of the resident. I feel this organization takes care of its employees too, and engages employees to individualize and provide the continuity of care for residents. When I worked at Loch Lomond Villa, we did care plan reviews every 3 months. We updated them every 3 months. We checked them over every 3 months to ensure care plans were adequately up to date. And in between those times, if there was a change in health status, that would be updated on the care plan. It is made leaders of its staff when an employee, someone I supervised for a very short time, brought in the No One Dies Alone program. I think it was actually brought in before I started there, but it's a great program and it's been in there for years. It's shown it generally cares about its staff by the creation of the Care for the Caregiver program. It frequently rewards its employees and reminds them of its values of care, respect, excellence, and safety through annual staff recognition events. The same Plaintree case study I mentioned previously cited a 52% increase in volunteers as a result of the implementation of the Plaintree philosophy to help in Loch Lomond Villa's mission. So all of a sudden, they have people joining on, not even getting paid, but that who want to join in on the effort. I think that says something pretty powerful. Plaintree has been present at Loch Lomond Villa since 2010. It was brought in by its CEO, Cindy Donovan, to adopt a new way of life for the organization in response to increasing health comorbidities of residents, of family members' increased needs, and of millennials' different working styles. I believe that Cindy Donovan has been successful in implementing this model to benefit residents, family members, and staff alike. I believe that the collective organization of Loch Lomond Villa has accomplished what it has sought out to do. Why am I telling you this? Because Loch Lomond Villa was there for me when I needed them most. This organization saved my life. From my personal experience at Loch Lomond Villa, when I told my CEO, Cindy Donovan, about the complaint against me, she heard my story, showed me compassion, and hugged me. Cynthia Bonner, the director of care there, gave the Nurses Association of New Brunswick a different, beautiful, and more real picture of me in the documents she provided to the association. And I met with her a number of times as I was going through the disciplinary process. So I really appreciate the help that she gave me. Deanna McLean, resident care coordinator, was a listening ear to me several times during and after I was in the midst of the disciplinary process with NANB. Most people were really supportive of me. I received free over-the-phone counseling to help with my life crisis. I asked my work about going off on sick leave and was granted it immediately. Sometimes I took sick leave at their insistence that I needed the time for myself to recuperate. Cindy Donovan showed her leadership yet again when she stood up for me against the Nurses Association of New Brunswick when they erroneously published my name online. In all these situations, love guided their actions. Why again am I telling you all this? I'm telling you this because this is not universal across nursing. It can be, and it needs to be, regardless of whether we're talking about a nursing home or a hospital. In nursing school, I learned about two forms of leadership, transactional and transformational. I also learned about bullying, and that bullying was much likelier in an organization led or interceded by a transactional leader. I encountered bullying when I worked at Horizon Health Network. I encountered it from the staff I technically outranked because I was a newbie, and this is a rite of passage that you get bullied, right? I encountered it from the nurse manager that fired me, and I encountered it once again from the Nurses Association of New Brunswick. To those that would dismiss my good comments of Loch Lomond Villa, this is for you. I believe that people can have bad experiences there by nature of its workers being human, and to err is human. Cindy Donovan is a really great leader, and she's created many great leaders. But she can't possibly have control over everything. She's not that kind of leader. And so I believe if you've had a bad experience, I believe that there is a possibility that maybe if you have not reported it to Cindy Donovan, then maybe it has not been appropriately addressed. Or if you have not reported it to one of the administrative staff, it has not been appropriately addressed. I believe you because I also know some people who work there or who worked there who have gossiped maliciously about me. This continued to have an impact on my work life after I had been gone from nursing for over a year, when I was working at a women's shelter. Those that bully and gossip will continue to do so if they think that's appropriate. To that I say, false news travels fast. False news sticks to its victims like glue, but in the end, the truth is always revealed. In contrast, I also encountered some transformational leadership at Horizon Health Network. I can't deny that. The nurse manager who initially hired me listened to me at length when I said I did not want to be in charge, when I cited my status as a new nurse and was questioned about my capacity to be in charge, because that is the truth. I was questioned about my capacity because I was a new nurse. They say you're not supposed to be in charge. You're supposed to work in acute care as, learning, and then once you've learned for a while, you're supposed to be in charge. But that's just not how my career trajectory worked out. This same nurse manager, she also was someone who listened to me cry and comforted me as I was dealing with a complaint. She was consistent with her actions there, and I really appreciate you doing that. You did not need to. And it's too bad that she was replaced with a transactional leader that didn't take kindly, that I think in large part I had a conflict with, because within a month of her leading there, I came to her about a report of bullying. And I don't think she appreciated that. And there was probably, I don't know what else. I know it wasn't perfect or anything, but anyway, I digress. She was a transactional leader, and it's unfortunate because bullying thrived under her leadership, and I'm sure that it's still there. It's hard to break when you're a bully yourself. Again, why am I telling you this? I am telling you this because love and respect can no longer be an option within healthcare. I saw hints of the effects of ignorance and disrespect in nursing when I had chest pain and headaches at the hospital. I was in my late 20s at that time. I should not be. I have not had headaches or chest pains since. Okay, headaches sometimes, but not often. Anyway, it was because of my work there. I saw the full-blown effects of ignorance and disrespect when my experience in healthcare drove me to a point where I wanted to end my life. The support of my family at Loch Lomond Villa played a big role in my survival. So why, after all the great things that Loch Lomond Villa has done for me, have I decided to leave nursing? Because when I worked at Loch Lomond Villa as a house supervisor, I was still under the control of the Nurses Association of New Brunswick, as it is my province's regulatory body. I indicate in the primary documents relating to disciplinary proceedings with the Nurses Association of New Brunswick that my health and leadership style suffered during the end of my time at Loch Lomond Villa. It was the disciplinary process itself that made this happen. For the residents, family members, coworkers, and administrative staff I have inadvertently hurt, I am sorry if my pain caused you any pain and suffering. I am sorry if I showed you anything less than what you deserved because of my experience of a lack of compassion. This is why I decided finally on January 18th, 2018 to leave my employment with Loch Lomond Villa. This is why I continue to volunteer with its No One Dies Alone program as an unlicensed member of the community. This is also why you couldn't pay me enough money to persuade me to take up membership with the Nurses Association of New Brunswick again. This is also why if I broke a leg, got some infection or what have you, I would much rather be admitted into Loch Lomond Villa than the Horizon Health Network. As I say, there is some good leadership there. I know that is the case, but it's kind of a game of Russian roulette. And if there's no philosophy guiding care, and Loch Lomond Villa isn't the only place that has philosophy guiding care. There are other healthcare facilities that have, I think Kingsway has its own kind of, I think it's the Eden philosophy or something. Anyway, they're not the only one, but there needs to be some sort of guiding philosophy to say this is how things should be done, because there's evidence to show that this is the best way, and we're going by best evidence-based practice, right? Right? That's what medicine and nursing is supposed to be based on, right? So this is what needs to happen. Prior to nursing school, I completed a degree in English and anthropology. I remember hearing a striking quote by Margaret Mead, a cultural anthropologist, that I want to mention now. She said, "What people say, what people do, and what they say they do are entirely different things. I find that often, but not always, this is the case. In healthcare, the dangers of this are too great to bear. To be in the caring profession, caring actually needs to happen for everyone involved in the care. I'm talking about patients, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, respiratory therapists, pharmacists. Everyone needs to be involved. I hope that I've been able to show that the alternatives to providing care for the caregiver, what the alternatives to providing care for the caregiver are. In the best of cases, it is sickness. Us being unkind to each other is making us sick. Nurses being unkind to each other is making us sick. Doctors being unkind to nurses, making us sick. Nurses being unkind to doctors, making us sick. In the worst of cases, it is death. People have killed themselves because of bullying within the profession. The main thing the healthcare profession needs now is love. Anyway, that concludes my video. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll be talking to you later. Thanks. Bye.